Every few years, a machine comes along that changes how riders think about speed, control, and everyday performance. Not through brute force, but through precision. It signals a shift in priorities, where engineering clarity replaces excess and agility outshines raw numbers. This is not about nostalgia. It is about evolution, the kind that respects the past but refuses to be trapped by it. What happens when a familiar name returns with an entirely new blueprint? When legacy meets modern restraint. This is the kind of story that defines a new era for sport machines, where the lines between road and race dissolve into something sharper, smarter, and more human. Today we dive into one such story. A story that begins with a bold reset and ends with the birth of a new icon. Like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which machine we should explore next. The 2024 Suzuki GSX-8R arrives with the kind of quiet confidence that only comes from deep engineering intent. It is not a loud return, but a calculated one. This machine represents Suzuki's most significant sport platform shift in over a decade, taking lessons from years of global market changes and refining them into a single balanced package. Where older GSX-R models leaned hard into racetrack bravado, the GSX-8R takes a different route. It embraces versatility while still holding onto that essential Suzuki identity of control and connection. At its heart is the same 776 cubic centimeters parallel twin that powers the GSX-8S, tuned for road performance rather than peak top-end chaos. It is a choice that reveals much about Suzuki's new philosophy. Build a motorcycle that riders can truly use, every day, without sacrificing that addictive pulse that defines a sport bike. To understand the GSX-8R, we have to start with Suzuki's long silence. 4 years, the middleweight category evolved without much noise from Hamamatsu. Competitors filled the gap with inline fours, V-twins, and newer twin platforms that balanced cost with capability. Suzuki watched, learning where the market went and where riders shifted their expectations. When the GSX-8R finally appeared, it felt less like a return and more like a new beginning. The company had studied not just machines but behavior. How riders use sport bikes less for track days and more for everyday riding. How comfort, electronics, and build quality had become as important as lap times. Suzuki's engineers designed the GSX-8R around that reality. The steel frame is shared with the 8S, but subtle reinforcements and geometry tweaks give it sharper responses at lean. The fully faired bodywork channels the spirit of the old GSX-R line without copying it. Aerodynamic, muscular, and focused on stability at speed. The suspension setup tells another story. Instead of a basic fork and shock, Suzuki fitted Showa SFF BP front forks and a preload adjustable rear shock, creating a chassis that feels planted in corners yet forgiving over rough asphalt. These choices speak to an audience that values confidence as much as corner speed. Then there is the engine. The 776 cubic centimeters parallel twin is compact, efficient, and surprisingly characterful. Suzuki's proprietary cross-balancer technology gives it a smooth, linear feel without the dullness that can plague twin-cylinder setups. It delivers torque early and evenly, rewarding the kind of riding that happens in real traffic and on real roads. Peak power sits just under 83 horsepower, but that number hides the real story. The broad, accessible power band that makes the GSX-8R easy to ride fast. It is a motor designed not for lap records but for rhythm, consistency, and connection. Electronics round out the package in a distinctly Suzuki way. Minimal, functional, and intuitive. The ride-by-wire throttle works through 3 selectable modes, adjusting power delivery to match conditions. Traction control offers 5 levels plus off, balancing intervention with feel. There is a quick shifter both up and down, and the TFT display keeps everything clean and legible. It is not the kind of tech overload found on flagship superbikes, but it gives riders exactly what they need to extract the best from the machine. When you look closely, the GSX-8R tells a clear story about priorities. Suzuki is not chasing headline horsepower or bragging rights. It is chasing balance. That balance starts with ergonomics. The clip-ons are lower and slightly forward compared to the GSX-8S, giving a sportier stance without the wrist strain of a track setup. The seat is positioned to keep the rider's hips in line with the tank, improving feedback through corners and allowing more precise weight transfer. Even the fairing design was optimized through wind tunnel testing to reduce buffeting at highway speeds. reflecting Suzuki's goal of long-term comfort. These may sound like small details, but together they define the 8R's identity. This is a bike engineered for the real world, not just for glossy brochures. The middleweight sport category has always been about compromise between performance and practicality, thrill and control. Suzuki's genius lies in how the GSX-8R manages to minimize that compromise. It feels alive at 30 miles per hour, composed at 80, and stable even under heavy braking. The braking system itself, with dual 310mm discs and 4-piston Nissan calipers, reinforces that confidence. The feedback is strong, linear, and perfectly matched to the bike's overall tuning. Design plays its own role in telling this story. The GSX-8R's bodywork flows around the frame like a sculpture built for speed. The LED headlight cluster, split vertically, gives it a modern identity that stands apart from both the GSX-R and the GSX-S. It is functional, aerodynamic, and unmistakably Suzuki. Color options such as metallic Triton Blue and metallic matte Sword Silver reinforce the brand's racing heritage while hinting at its new design direction. Sleek, minimal, purposeful. When you ride it, the GSX-8R communicates a certain maturity. The throttle response is precise, the gearbox slick, the chassis agile but never nervous. It feels like the product of experience, like a company that has spent decades refining how bikes should behave at every lean angle. There is still excitement, but it is controlled excitement, a kind that grows the faster and smoother you ride. Suzuki has built a machine that rewards restraint as much as aggression, a rare thing in a market often driven by extremes. In a way, the GSX-8R becomes a mirror for modern sport bike culture itself. Riders want versatility, a bike they can take on a backroad blast one day and a long commute the next. Suzuki's engineers recognize that emotional connection is not about sheer speed, but about how predictable and responsive a machine feels. That predictability is what makes the GSX-8R so appealing. It invites confidence from the first turn of the throttle, and that confidence keeps growing with every mile. Even the sound of the engine, engineered through its 270-degree crank, adds personality. It gives the parallel twin a V-twin-like pulse, grounding the experience in something visceral without being overwhelming. Combined with the smooth fueling and solid mid-range, it transforms routine rides into something engaging. Every shift, every corner, every acceleration feels natural and deliberate. That is the core of Suzuki's new approach: authenticity through engineering. In many ways, the 2024 Suzuki GSX-8R stands as a statement of intent. It signals that Suzuki is done chasing trends. It is now setting its own rhythm. This first-generation model feels like the foundation for a new family of performance machines, ones that value real-world enjoyment over spec sheet wars. It connects back to what made Suzuki special in the first place: bikes that were fast, reliable, and genuinely fun to ride. By focusing on how riders actually use their machines, Suzuki has built a platform that feels timeless even as it debuts. And that brings us to the bigger question: how does this machine fit into the larger landscape of sport motorcycling today? To answer that, we have to look deeper into what this parallel twin really represents for Suzuki, and how it might reshape the brand's future in performance engineering. That is where our journey continues, as we explore the deeper mechanics and philosophy that make the GSX-8R not just a motorcycle, but a blueprint for Suzuki's next chapter. The 2024 Suzuki GSX-8R is more than a motorcycle. It is the centerpiece of a deliberate engineering philosophy shift inside Suzuki. The move from inline-4 power plants to a purpose-built parallel twin was not a cost decision alone. It was a reflection of changing expectations in the global motorcycle landscape. Riders are demanding usability, efficiency, and emotional engagement all at once. And that is what the GSX-8R was built to provide. Suzuki understood that power without purpose no longer defines the sport bike world. It is how that power is delivered, how it feels, and how it connects the rider to the road that matters. The parallel twin format brings specific benefits to the GSX-8R. It reduces size and weight, allowing for a more centralized mass, which directly affects handling and responsiveness. The 776 cubic centimeters engine is narrow, allowing Suzuki to design a slim chassis that feels planted without being bulky. The crankshaft uses a 270-degree firing order, mimicking the rhythm of a V-twin, giving that distinctive low-end thrum riders crave. Paired with Suzuki's cross-balancer system, the engine minimizes vibration while retaining character. This means the GSX-8R offers a smoother yet more involving experience. One that satisfies both newcomers and experienced riders who have lived through decades of inline-4 machines. Suzuki could have reused an older motor or modified a GSX-R 600 block, but it chose instead to start from scratch. That decision says everything about where the company wants to go. The GSX-8RS engine is a modular platform, one that can serve multiple models and variations in the future. It allows for flexibility in tuning and emissions compliance, while maintaining a distinct performance feel. The engineers built an architecture that will likely underpin Suzuki's next decade of sport and naked motorcycles, anchoring a new generation of riders in the process. Every bolt, every line of code in the electronic control system was designed with long-term evolution in mind. From a mechanical standpoint, the GSX-8RS ride quality speaks volumes. Throttle response is immediate but measured. Torque builds predictably, creating a rhythm that encourages precise riding. The fueling is exceptionally smooth, avoiding the on-off jerkiness common in many modern ride-by-wire systems. The quick-shifter enhances the experience further, making each gear change crisp and confidence-inspiring. When accelerating out of a corner, the GSX-8R feels light and cooperative, responding exactly as the rider expects. This predictability is a hallmark of Suzuki design philosophy, one that has carried through generations of GSX models. But here it finds a new expression suited to modern roads. The chassis balance complements this engine perfectly. Suzuki positioned the engine low and forward to maintain front-end grip during aggressive cornering. Combined with the Showa SFF-BP suspension, the GSX-8R feels composed even when pushed hard. The forks handle quick transitions with ease, while the rear shock absorbs imperfections without transmitting harshness. The result is a sense of connection that gives the rider full confidence to explore the limits safely. It feels natural, intuitive, and forgiving all at once. A combination that defines what a modern sport bike should be. Another subtle but powerful choice is Suzuki's restraint in electronic complexity. Instead of layering on rider aids that disconnect the rider from the experience, Suzuki kept the interface lean and accessible. The traction control system works transparently, intervening only when truly necessary. The selectable power modes provide meaningful differences without confusing menus. This approach gives riders freedom to focus on riding rather than configuring settings. The GSX-8R is a reminder that the best technology is the kind that fades into the background, doing its job quietly. When examining the GSX-8RS real-world dynamics, a theme emerges: fluidity. Whether slicing through traffic, carving canyon roads, or gliding down highways, the bike maintains a seamless rhythm. It never feels nervous or overly sharp. Instead, it communicates trust. Riders transitioning from a GSX-R 600 or a naked twin will immediately notice this balance. It encourages skill development without punishing mistakes, making it an ideal companion for both spirited riding and daily commutes. That versatility is the hidden power behind Suzuki's new direction. In the broader context, the GSX-8R also redefines what a middleweight sport bike should represent. The segment has traditionally been a training ground for riders aspiring to leader bikes, but that hierarchy is fading. Riders now seek sustainable enjoyment, not just escalation. The GSX-8R embodies this shift by being a complete experience in itself. It offers enough performance to thrill, enough comfort to live with, and enough identity to stand apart. Suzuki is no longer positioning its sport machines as steps towards something bigger. They are now destinations in their own right. Design choices reinforce that message. The GSX-8RS bodywork does not chase exaggerated aggression. It communicates strength through precision. The layered fairings serve aerodynamic and cooling purposes, while maintaining a clean, purposeful look. The LED headlight arrangement is narrow and vertically stacked, providing both modern style and excellent visibility. The tail section is short and tidy, with a sharp line that echoes Suzuki's design evolution. Every aesthetic choice supports function, contributing to both stability and character. Another key factor is comfort, a word rarely associated with sport bikes. Suzuki integrated a neutral riding triangle that blends sporty ergonomics with long-distance usability. The seat padding is firm yet accommodating, allowing for extended rides without fatigue. The fairing channels airflow efficiently, reducing turbulence around the helmet and shoulders. The combination of ergonomics and wind protection means riders can sustain performance riding longer, making the GSX-8R a genuine all-rounder rather than a weekend-only toy. If there is one word that defines the GSX-8R, it is balance. Every component, from the engine tune to the chassis stiffness, serves to create equilibrium between emotion and control. Suzuki has always excelled at delivering motorcycles that feel cohesive. Nothing feels tacked on or excessive. In this generation, that cohesion reaches a new level. The GSX-8R behaves like a unified machine, one that seems to anticipate the rider's next move. And yet, beneath that composure lies an undeniable thrill. Twist the throttle hard, and the twin responds with a surge that feels immediate and purposeful. It may not match the peak output of a supersport four-cylinder, but it delivers acceleration that feels authentic. The torque wave carries through mid-range revs, making overtakes effortless. Riders who once believed performance meant only high revs will find a new kind of satisfaction in this broad, accessible power band. It is a sport bike that redefines excitement through precision rather than excess. The GSX-8R's influence extends beyond individual enjoyment. It represents Suzuki's adaptation to a changing market, one where practicality and emotion must coexist. Environmental regulations, shifting demographics, and economic realities have reshaped the motorcycle world. Suzuki's answer is not retreat but reinvention. The GSX-8R proves that sport bikes can still evolve without losing their essence. It carries the DNA of the GSX lineage, distilled and reimagined for the 2020s and beyond. The 2024 Suzuki GSX-8R stands at a crossroads for both Suzuki and the broader sport bike world. Its arrival marks the beginning of a deliberate transition, one where balance and accessibility redefine performance for a new generation of riders. The old rules that equated excitement solely with displacement and top speed no longer hold. Instead, the GSX-8R focuses on how performance feels, how it engages the senses, and how it inspires confidence at every speed. This machine represents Suzuki's acknowledgement that the joy of riding comes not just from numbers, but from connection. The cultural and market impact of the GSX-8R begins with its role as a bridge. For riders moving up from entry-level bikes, it offers an attainable step into sport performance without intimidation. For veterans who have grown weary of cramped ergonomics and punishing power bands, it provides a way to rediscover agility without compromise. This dual appeal is no accident. Suzuki intentionally designed the GSX-8R to span generations and experience levels. It is the kind of bike that welcomes rather than excludes, signaling a new era of inclusivity in sport motorcycling. In its design and demeanor, the GSX-8R also redefines Suzuki's brand identity. For decades, Suzuki's image was anchored in the GSX-R line, a family of machines synonymous with track dominance. While that legacy remains, the GSX-8R moves the conversation forward. It takes the DNA of that legendary series and reshapes it around modern priorities: real-world usability, comfort, and emotional connection. This is how Suzuki keeps its heritage alive without being trapped by it. The GSX-8R is not a replacement for the GSX-R. It is a reimagining of what that spirit can mean in 2024 and beyond. Riders who have spent time on the GSX-8R often describe an unexpected outcome: the return of everyday excitement. Unlike the unforgiving power curve of older sport bikes, the GSX-8R delivers satisfaction across the rev range. The throttle can be playful at low speeds and serious at high ones. This duality is crucial for modern riders who seek both utility and fun in a single package. Suzuki's engineers achieved this balance not through gimmicks but through meticulous tuning and human-focused design. It is an approach that values trust as much as thrill. The economic and environmental context further amplifies the GSX-8R's importance. As fuel costs rise and emission regulations tighten, the motorcycle industry faces pressure to innovate responsibly. The GSX-8R answers this call with an efficient engine that still feels alive. Its power delivery allows riders to enjoy dynamic performance without wasteful consumption. It represents the possibility that excitement and efficiency can coexist. This alignment between passion and practicality ensures that sport motorcycling remains viable in an era of increasing regulation. Another lasting impact of the GSX-8R lies in how it reshapes expectations for future models. Suzuki has built a flexible platform, one capable of supporting variations that could include touring-focused versions, higher performance derivatives, or even new naked adaptations. The 8R is the cornerstone of this modular future. It introduces the engine, chassis, and electronic framework that will likely underpin Suzuki's sport lineup for years to come. By prioritizing scalability, Suzuki has ensured that its engineering investment will yield long-term rewards. It is a smart, forward-thinking strategy. On a deeper emotional level, the GSX-8R also represents a reconnection with Suzuki's founding values. The company's early success was built not on excess, but on making high-quality performance accessible. The 8R returns to that formula, combining precision craftsmanship with rider-centric design. It embodies a humility that contrasts with the overpowered machines that often dominate headlines. In doing so, it reminds the motorcycle world that true innovation lies in understanding the rider, not just outpacing rivals. This is Suzuki's quiet revolution. The GSX-8R's influence reaches into the culture of riding itself. As the average age of riders continues to rise, manufacturers are seeking ways to engage younger audiences. The 8R's blend of price, practicality, and personality makes it an ideal entry point. It encourages exploration rather than intimidation, offering real sport bike sensation without excess risk or cost. That accessibility can revitalize the community, introducing new enthusiasts to the joy of performance riding. In this sense, the GSX-8R may do more to sustain sport motorcycling's future than any flagship superbike could. The machine also highlights how design aesthetics are evolving. Its fairings are sculpted not for intimidation, but for aerodynamic efficiency and visual clarity. The paintwork and graphics are minimal, conveying confidence through simplicity. This design restraint echoes the larger cultural shift toward authenticity and purpose-driven style. The GSX-8R looks fast, but it also looks approachable. Its form follows its function in a way that feels honest. This aesthetic maturity strengthens Suzuki's identity as a brand that values refinement over flash. When considering performance, the GSX-8R's measured approach might seem understated next to full-on track machines. Yet, on twisty roads or city streets, its advantages become clear. The usable torque curve, predictable suspension behavior, and natural ergonomics create a sense of flow that faster bikes often lack. It becomes less about outright speed and more about maintaining rhythm and precision. This philosophy could signal a broader transformation in how riders define sport performance. It is no longer about the pursuit of the extreme. It is about mastering the balance between control and excitement. Even within Suzuki's own development history, the GSX-8R marks a milestone. It is the company's first all-new middleweight sport bike architecture in decades. Every component was designed from a blank slate, guided by modern simulation tools and real-world testing feedback. This approach ensures not only immediate performance but also reliability and longevity. Suzuki's reputation for durability is carried forward here, reinforced by engineering that emphasizes simplicity and serviceability. For riders, that means the GSX-8R is built to last both mechanically and emotionally. Ultimately, the 2024 Suzuki GSX-8R challenges long-held assumptions about what makes a sport bike desirable. It refuses to conform to the outdated idea that performance must come with discomfort or impracticality. Instead, it offers a vision where precision and pleasure coexist, where everyday usability becomes a strength rather than a compromise. This balance is what gives the GSX-8R its lasting significance. It may not shout for attention, but it earns it through refinement, honesty, and focus. The question that opened this story, can a parallel twin carry the GSX legacy, now finds its answer. Not only can it, but it does so with a confidence that points directly toward Suzuki's future. The GSX-8R proves that legacy is not about repeating the past. It is about translating it for a new generation of riders. Through its engineering, design, and intent, Suzuki has crafted a machine that bridges eras while redefining what a sport bike can mean today. As we close this exploration, one truth stands clear. The GSX-8R is not just a product. it is a declaration of direction. And for Suzuki, that direction leads to a new era where balance, emotion, and purpose guide every mile. The 2024 Suzuki GSX-8R brings the story full circle. It began as a question of identity, became an exercise in engineering precision, and ends as a symbol of renewal. The GSX-8R is not here to replace legends. It is here to remind us why those legends mattered in the first place. It connects Suzuki's storied past to its evolving future, bridging the space between nostalgia and innovation with composure and intent. What started as a cautious return to the middleweight sport class has evolved into a confident statement of purpose. Suzuki has crafted a sport bike that captures the essence of riding joy in its purest form. The GSX-8R is light enough to invite experimentation, refined enough to reward skill, and comfortable enough to live with every day. Its parallel twin is more than just an engine. It is the heartbeat of a new generation. With smooth torque delivery, precise control, and effortless rhythm, it transforms ordinary commutes into opportunities for connection. Suzuki has proven that excitement need not be excessive. It can be elegant, measured, and deeply satisfying. The GSX-8R also shows what happens when a manufacturer listens to its riders. It reflects real-world priorities, comfort, versatility, confidence, and merges them with authentic sport bike DNA. Every element, from its Showa suspension to its aerodynamic design, exists to enhance the rider's relationship with the road. This approach is more than practical. It is philosophical. Suzuki understands that a machine should serve the experience, not dominate it. That humility is rare in modern performance engineering and gives the GSX-8R its distinctive charm. Its legacy will likely extend beyond the motorcycle itself. As other manufacturers chase ever higher power figures, Suzuki's approach offers a reminder that engineering excellence is not about overcomplication. It is about balance, purpose, and clarity. The GSX-8R will influence how middleweight sport bikes are developed, setting new benchmarks for rideability and emotional engagement. Its success may even reshape how riders define performance in the years ahead. Instead of measuring greatness by speed alone, the conversation will shift toward connection, confidence, and enjoyment. Ultimately, the 2024 Suzuki GSX-8R represents a philosophy of evolution through restraint. It is a machine built not to impress with numbers, but to inspire through feel. It invites riders to rediscover what drew them to motorcycling in the first place. The sense of freedom, precision, and partnership between human and machine. Suzuki's new era begins not with a roar but with a clear, deliberate note of confidence. The GSX-8R embodies that message, reminding the world that true progress is not about chasing extremes. It is about finding perfect balance. The new era of Suzuki sport bikes begins here, in the rhythm of the GSX-8R, where every curve, shift, and breath of acceleration speaks to the brand's enduring promise. Build motorcycles that make people want to ride. And if this is just the beginning, the road ahead for Suzuki looks brighter than it has in years.